Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to my channel. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Chris, aka Mr. Grow It, and today we're talking the Cannatrol. This drying and curing machine has absolutely exploded in my comment section recently. Have you tried the Cannatrol? Is the Cannatrol worth it? How does the Cannatrol work? What do you think about the Cannatrol? Cannatrol! Well, I did end up getting one and I'm using it right now. You can see it right behind me right there. And I also stopped by the Cannatrol booth at MJBizCon and talked to the inventor. And that interaction is what I'm going to show you in today's video. Before we get into that though, I have been absolutely flooded with people asking me for a discount code. I spoke to the company and they do not do discount codes. However, they gave me a link, which I'll post in the YouTube description section below, and I also put it as a pinned comment, which will show any sales that they have currently and also shows multiple unit discounts. So make sure you click that link in order to get the best price possible. Alright, let's warp over to MJBizCon and talk to the inventor, David Sandelman, about the Cannatrol.
Yeah, so this is our home unit. This takes about 2.1, 2.2 pounds of wet flour. You put your wet flour in, close the door. Unfortunately, we can't have flour here at the show, otherwise it'd be full of nice flour.
Yeah.
And then you close it, and basically you hit the start button.
Right now, the rundown.
The display is showing us a very low dew point because it is so dry here in Las Vegas. But you'll see that it'll come back up to set point once I close the door. You put the flour in, about 8 days later, you have amazing smokable flour coming at it.
8 days?
8 days.
And what would you set this to? What's your recommended setting?
It's all preset. So if you touch this, it's already set at 68 degrees and a 54 degree dew point. This one was set for a 5-day dry cycle. And then, someone was playing with it. They left it for a 20-day cure cycle. But you can leave the flour in here for months. We've had flour in a box for as much as 2 years, and people are blown away at how sticky and supple the flour comes out 2 years later. And the longer you leave flour in here, the more it cures. So what we like to do is we'll do a harvest, take it down, put it in, let it dry and cure, and just leave it in there. We don't even take it out. We just pull buds out as we need it. But then, if we're doing perpetual harvest, we'll take all the flour out 12, 16 weeks later when our next harvest is ready, and we'll put it in a sea vault or a sealed bag or vessel. We'll dry the next batch. Then when that's done, in about 8 days, we take it and put it in brown paper sandwich bags. And right on the brown paper sandwich bag, the date of harvest and the cultivar. And then we take the other that we took out earlier, put it in. And then over time you start accumulating nice brown paper sandwich bags with the cultivar and the date of harvest. So before you know it, you might have 10 different cultivars in there, and you look in there and go, what do we feel like smoking today? Pull out a bag, you break off a little piece of the bud, put the bag back in. At that point, you want to think about ice cream. That you'll never leave ice cream out on the counter.
Yeah.
Well, especially here in Las Vegas, you would never want to leave that bag outside because it's going to dry.
Yep.
You take off what you need, put the bag right back in there, close the door, and then enjoy that flour.
Yep.
I even like to take just small pieces in a small grinder so I don't have too much ground flour laying around, because you'll see over a couple of days how the texture of that ground flour changes and over-dries and degrades so quickly. So that's how, a lot of homeowners are using this. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's becoming real popular. I know a lot of my audience is familiar with your brand and this product, really. Huge help, especially in Las Vegas. I currently use a wine fridge, but there's some downsides to a wine fridge compared to this, right?
There's no comparison, because what a refrigerator does is it's cooling, and it's constantly drawing moisture out of the air, so it will eventually over time perpetually over dry the flour. If you're in a sealed jar, you're basically just holding it in a cold space. You're not actively maintaining the water activity and the moisture of the flour. So at that point, whatever moisture was in the flour when it went in the jar is what it is. If it was over-dried, it's going to stay over-dried. If it had too much moisture, you can risk the chance of mold. So you have to burp it. But if you open the jar and let that moist air out and then close it, that flour is going to rehydrate the jar and get drier. And then if you burp it again, close it, the flower is going to lose more moisture and
Yeah.
rehydrate the jar. And over time, that flower is going to get drier and drier. Where
So this
here-
is actually a dryer. This
but
is
it's
not.
actively keeping it hydrated. Because what you're doing is you're starting with the wet flower, and we're maintaining the target moisture.
Yep.
So the flower dries and then lands and holds it there. It comes to equilibrium, and it's now in a stable environment for the perfect curing conditions. So you don't want it in a jar or anything.
Yep.
That's why we like brown paper bags, because they're vapor permeable, and that way moisture can freely move between the flower and what's in the box.
Now, what about those Grove bags? Have you heard of those?
We've seen Grove bags, and what we recommend if someone has a Grove bag and they want to use it in the box,
Yeah.
leave it open.
Oh, okay. So
Okay,
no,
you-
don't heat seal it.
You don't want to trap what's in the bag. You want, when you're in this controlled environment, the water vapor pressure to freely move
Yep.
between the flower and the environment we're creating in the box. As soon as you put something sealed in here, you're sort of defeating the purpose.
Yeah. Great point. The recommended temperature and humidity. A lot of people go after relative humidity. What is the recommended for drying?
Well, we do drying and curing are pretty much close to each other.
Yep.
So we're holding it at around the 68 degree dry bulb temperature.
68 Fahrenheit.
And a 54 degree dew point.
Okay.
Okay, we don't talk much about humidity.
Yeah, you show the humidity
We
down
show
here,
it
but
here,
that's
but it's a calculated value. An interesting thing about humidity, it's made up of two variables. So when people say, oh, I want to control humidity, you really can't. A good equivalent would be saying, I want to control my monthly payment. Well, you can't control the monthly payment itself.
Yeah.
You can control the interest, you can control the principal, you can control the time. Change any of those and it's going to change the monthly payment, but you can't change the monthly payment directly.
Yeah.
Humidity is the same thing. Humidity is made up of the temperature and it's made up of the amount of water vapor in the air, the dew point or vapor pressure. Those two make humidity. Change either of those, the relative humidity changes.
Yep.
But you can't change the relative humidity because it's made up of these two separate items.
Gotcha. Yep. Makes sense. Makes sense. Well, thank you so much for showing the product today. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I've been using the Cannatrol for the past several months now for storage, and I'm using it right now for drying for the first time. So I really want to hold off on any feedback I give in regards to it until I complete at least one dry cure cycle. But I want to pass off the question to you. What do you think about the Cannatrol? Let me know in the comment section below. As always, click the like button if you haven't already, and also click the subscribe button and notification bell so you can be notified when I release new videos. That's all for right now. Peace out, everyone. Catch you in the next video.